Hello friends, Coach Bob with you, and it is another day, man. It is Friday. This is going to be the day I get to actually just hang out, look around, meet some of you guys, that sort of thing. I have been posting on my social media, trying to keep caught up. Met a few people. It's been very, very nice. A lot of folks that didn't even know the channel existed, which, you know, it's funny. The Spyder community is much more diverse and large than we realize, you know, which is encouraging to me. Everybody has been really, really kind. A lot of great conversation yesterday. Joan and Lamont Bryden aren't here, but they did have some friends. I wish I could recall their names. I met them yesterday. Really nice people are representing Lamonster here. And Spyder Pops is here doing a lot of work, man. I mean, they're doing a lot of work, laying under machines and just doing things, lights, sway bars, that sort of stuff. So they're working hard. Everyone, man, there was a big line there early yesterday. There's a Spyder there. I've seen more Spyders. It's just nuts how many you see. But this is the event. It's at this Best Western Hotel. We're going to pull up here and look at that. It was like it was meant to be. Pull right in here. You'll see there's Spyders everywhere. Pretty nice, huh? Very cool. I thought about having some lights installed on mine today. I just don't know that I'm going to have the time and do the riding that I want to do. And so it's not really a big thing to me, but but yeah, this place is getting pretty crowded, man. A little more than it was yesterday. I'm digging it, digging it, digging it, digging it. All right, man, I tell you what, I remember when I first got this Spyder, I couldn't back it up for squat, man. I can back this son of a gun up now. But I'm going to get the camera out and I'm going to do a walk around and look at everything and check everything out, meet some people. Hopefully one of you guys that are watching this will be on this video, and it's just going to be nice. It's just going to be real nice. So we're just going to find us a spot right over here to park. I'm not going to too much worry about it. Wherever you find, just pull that Spyder right in. I'm just gonna pull up right here. What the heck? There we go, just like that. It ain't my room, but you know. Oh, they'll probably come out and be mad at me. Hope not. It's all one big happy family, right? We're not gonna be here long. This lady does not know who I am, which is completely acceptable because I am a nobody. I've made that point abundantly clear.
I do.
But now she is going to be on a channel. This is going to catapult me into superstardom.
Oh, is that what it's going to do?
This is what it is.
All right.
I'm just using your greatness as a platform to just shoot me into greatness, the stratosphere.
That works for me. I'm glad I could do that for you.
Well, thank you.
So I'm from Texas.
I'm from Florida. I don't even know where I'm from.
All right. So the South. There you go.
Very good.
Yes, sir.
Nice to meet you. All right. So she just had Eeyore.
Good stuff.
Check it out.
Yep.
Very nice.
Sarah Clark at Tattoo My Ride.
Sarah Clark at Tattoo My Ride.
That's right.
Is that the lady that was over there?
Yep, that's good old Sarah.
Okay, well, awesome. Yeah, I was admiring her doing the engraving in the windshields.
Oh, in the windshield. She's
wow.
Awesome. Absolutely awesome. Great prices, guarantees her work.
Nice.
And everything.
That's
and
cool.
Single mom, raising an autistic child.
Money. Give her money. Give her money.
That's right. Hey.
Talking to you.
And then tinted windshield. And then there's, I added some rear view mirrors on here to give you a wider angle.
Yeah.
And it's really nice because you get to see a lot more around you than just the original mirror.
Yeah. This here goes up and down, right?
No, this one doesn't. No, these don't move. On the F3, they don't move. Okay. Only on the RT.
Okay.
Good looking machine, brother.
Thank you
It
very
looks
much.
great,
Appreciate
man. I love it. I love the color scheme, the way you did it.
Yeah, this is this PB1 is from Pitbull Performance up in Springfield, Illinois.
Okay. That looks really good.
Missouri, where I got it, and it's a 17 model, and I really I have enjoyed having it all the way.
So how many miles you got on it? I love the way you've done the LEDs around the front end and on your back bag and stuff.
Yeah, thank you.
Looks great.
Spyder Pops does all of that
right.
for us, and does an excellent job. I've got 19747.
Nice.
Just a little under 20.
Nice. You're doing some riding then.
For 17 model, yeah.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
Gone to Illinois a couple of times, visited a buddy of mine. We did a 1,000-mile butt burner.
Cool.
Trip. A buddy of mine did that in less than 24 hours. That was fun.
Right.
But,
nice.
Yeah, it's a good.
My name's Bob, by the way. I don't
John
know if
Bowden.
nice to meet you, John.
Nice to meet you,
God
Bob.
bless you, buddy.
Thanks very much.
Cool machine. All right, so this is Ed from Mississippi, and I bent his ear. His ears are ringing not from riding, but from my mouth.
No.
Good to meet you, my friend.
All right.
Thanks again, man. How you doing, man? If I pull mine up here, you gonna help me with mine?
I just turned him down, so that'd be wrong.
All right, so here's a little time-lapse mode of the parking area, because a lot of times that's where all the cool stuff's going on. Town Hot Springs, and it is beautiful. Wow, it's like another world. You know, you're in the areas surrounding this and you just don't even know this exists. It is beautiful down here. You know, Hot Springs, Arkansas isn't called Hot Springs just because it's a novel name. There really are hot springs here, and this is known as the Spa City. And back in the day, back in the day, criminals used to love to come here. This was the cool place before Vegas was cool. Yeah, that's right. Al Capone and all of the big hitters, they all came to Hot Springs, Arkansas. Many of them came and got arrested. But most of them came, booked floors of beautiful and opulent hotels, and hung out and did their thing. So yes, Hot Springs has real bathhouses, cool casinos, and all that good stuff. It really is a super duper cool place. You need to definitely give it a visit. Check it out. I like riding over here, and there's that Superior Baths. That's a brewery and stuff. They have these breweries that are old bathhouses. You can smell the magnolia trees. Oh, there's the shopping mall they were telling me about. Look at that, man. These old buildings are beautiful. It's hard to imagine that all of this stuff was new at one time, but it sure was. It sure was. But this place is amazing. Look at the park. Isn't that beautiful? Here comes a fire truck. So I was looking online last night, you know, at all the places in here. There's the Wax Museum that I saw and all this. And they say in the evening time, this place can be kind of hopping. If I feel pretty froggy tonight, I might hop on up here and look around. If not, oh well. I'm not as froggy as I was 20 years ago, y'all. I'll tell you the truth. I just enjoy cruising around, and I'm the guy that rides down the road, doesn't really hang out with a bunch of crowds. And we're going to hit this Colton Steakhouse because it is off of the main drive. A lot of people down here, and the weight and the heat, between the heat, I think that's the real big issue. It is hot. I mean, right now the thermostat, which I know is reading high because it's sitting over the engine, says 102. But that's what I feel. That's exactly what I feel when I'm sitting over it, is 102 degrees. Do me a favor, if you would, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and all that good stuff. We got to get over here. There we go. Hi. You want to go? Bet. Yeah, I'm that guy. I'm the guy. He would have been sitting there all day long, and I just don't want to see him sit there all day long. They say manners went the way of the dinosaur. They were wrong. I will tell you that chivalry is not dead. At least not in my neighborhood. A lot of spiders, huh? You notice that you're seeing them, you know, quite often. This rally, I can't wait to see all the numbers, what they actually were. I'll get the email after I get back to the house from Andy. Andy, super nice guy. They worked very hard at putting this together. Even if you didn't come, if you would, do me a favor, down in the comments section, would you encourage Andy and the Arkansas, I think it was the Central Arkansas Spyder Riders. I'll drop a link to their page and all that stuff down below. I don't think I can do it in the video, but I'll drop it down below. Make sure that you check out their page, and next year, if you have the opportunity, come to this, help it grow. I don't want to sound arrogant, you know. I had some epiphanies this week. One of them is that the channel, although it's big in the grand scheme of wow, woo, that dog didn't even look chained up. But in the grand scheme of YouTube, our channel is quite small. But in the scheme of CanAm's, the channel's pretty big. We're in the top 5 or 6 that are out there. There's not a lot of CanAm folks that have any more subscribers, and certainly no more views than we do. And you know, you've got the Sean Smokes of the world that have the much larger channels. But what my point was, though, is that a lot of the people here, they've never heard of Coach Bob 3 channel. They have no idea who I am, which should tell you something. We live in this world with this little pool, right? And we go, this is Spyder riding. This is the group. And because our group is large, 4,000 large, as a matter of fact, over 4,000 large, soon to be 5,000 large. There's a lot more out there, y'all. A lot more. I encourage you to connect with other Spyder riders and go to these rallies. Help that community grow. It's through that. That's what made Harley so amazing. Look, Harley understood something that I hope BRP gets a good picture of. You see, we, the people that ride, we're the water, and they're the bobber. They're the bobber in the water. And if we rise, they rise. If we sink, they sink. And I hope they start supporting these things. I'd love to see BRP cut the Spyder Riders of Arkansas a check and help this thing grow. Send a dadgum truck down here. That's where they were based out of, this little hotel. You can see it all back over there. And that's where it was. And it's awesome. It's awesome. But I'd love to see BRP send them a check. Send a truck down here with a lot of Spyders and provide them with some support. To have people ride those demo models. Do you know how many people would just show up that aren't even Spyder riders? It would be awesome. That's how they're going to grow. They're going to grow. It's not just going to be these little cool ad campaigns they're doing. And they are cool, and they're quality ad campaigns. I'm certainly not putting down BRP for having ad campaigns. I'm saying they can grow at a greater rate. Question is, can they even produce fast enough to grow at a greater rate? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they're growing as fast as they can. Either way, get out there and support your fellow Spyder riders. Well, here's Colton Steakhouse. We're gonna turn in here. Looks like this is the entrance, it says. I hot-footed right across there. I'm looking to get the lay of the land. Yeah. Carry out pickup door only. Main entrance is this away. Okay, so there. Okay, so the main entrance is on the street. Well, that clunk makes me cringe every time. All right, well, I got the Spyder loaded up. It's about 6:45 in the morning. It's time to ride. I don't know how far I'm gonna go. It could be as close as Hattiesburg or as far as Mobile. If I was real crazy, I'd go to Tallahassee, but I'm not feeling that inspired. It's about 750. I don't think I'm gonna do that. Certainly not with a time zone change between here and there. But you never know. But I'm thinking Hattiesburg realistically shouldn't be crazy. The weather looks good today. I say that weighted because every time I've said that for the last 20 rides, I've had issues with weather. Rain. But you know, when you're traveling through these large geographic locations, you know, it can be beautiful where you are, and 300 miles down the road it can be raining. You know, we don't think about that, but when you're riding across these great spans of geography, you just anticipate getting into something. So it's quite possible I get into something today, but it didn't look like anything violent was between me and Mobile Bay. So, but as hot as it is and as hot as it's been, those things can change dramatically in just a matter of hours. We're gonna keep an eye on it today and enjoy the ride. So climb on board with me and let's do this. As I head out of Hot Springs, Arkansas this morning, I can't help but thank Andy and Louisiana Mike and all of the others that hung out with me and spoke with me. It was a wonderful trip. They made me feel very welcome, whether it was the folks at Bradford Marine, all of the vendors that I had the opportunity to just spend a little time with. It was a wonderful experience. I missed a lot of folks that I was hoping to see. It's just weird how these things work out. You know, you get emails and texts and you hope to connect with people, and sometimes it just doesn't happen, and it leaves you in want. And I understand that because I've done so many motorcycle rallies in the past that I do understand you can't always see the folks you want to see. But you always want to meet everyone that you get an email from, and you're disappointed when you don't, because people are very nice. They support the channel, they support Coach Vic and I really don't take that for granted, and I don't want you to think that I do, because I don't. The morning this morning when you're standing still is quite muggy and hot, but as you ride, it is nice and cool. I know it's not going to last long. It's supposed to be a hot one. By 11, it's supposed to be in the 90s. My plan today is to stop about every 100 miles, which is completely out of the norm for me. But I don't want to get dehydrated. I did that on the way in, and that was not a good experience. So remember, when you ride, make sure you're sipping up the whole time. Fill up your sippy cup. I'm going to put in 100 miles. The next time you see me, I'll be in Gould, Arkansas. Man, this ride this morning is beautiful. Winding roads, no traffic, watching the sun come up, just a perfect ride. Look at the mist, man. It's just, wow. I got a little music going in my helmet, and it's sweet. Just a sweet day. Love that sign there, huh? Wow. fields over there, just completely submerged underwater. This is south of Gould, Arkansas. I couldn't really get film on this in the way in, and the weather was just, everything was so wet. But this is unbelievable, the amount of flooding they have here. I mean, look at the ditches. And when I came in, it was pouring rain and water was on the roads. It was nuts. But it is crazy how high the water is. Every bridge you go over, it seems like the water is actually touching the bottom of the bridge. I mean, it is just right on that razor's edge from shutting all these roads down. They get much more rain, it's going to be way worse. And it's, like I said, it's lower now than when I came through the other day. They've had a couple of days of dry. Several warehouses that I went by had feet of water in them. A lot of crop damage here. People going to be suffering, man. That's their money, that's their living. It's a tragedy. All right, well, I'm in Lake Village, Arkansas. Just topped off the tank with gas. Also, I'm topping off the belly with a little hydration and a Nature Valley Crunch Bar. Went a lot further than I thought I was going to. I planned on stopping earlier, but honestly, the weather is so sweet. It just, I just didn't want to stop. Had I not been low on gas, I wouldn't. But I did learn the lesson about hydration the other day, so I'm gonna stop and drink. That's the smart thing to do. So I'm gonna drink a Pels. They're just an electrolyte replacement, and then I sip on water while I ride. And I do an electrolyte replacement every stop. So anyway, feeling great, man. I don't know how far I'm gonna go today. Only time will tell. But if the weather can hold, I'm ready to put in some miles as long as I'm hydrated and not too hot. I forgot what it's like to ride without it raining. It's been raining so often for us here lately. But anyway, let's get on this thing and head down the road. All right, well, I decided to take a little different route home. I turned more south as opposed to southeast in Lake Village, Arkansas. I'm going to run through Eudora and Tallulah, Louisiana. Areas I'm kind of familiar with. Haven't been through this area in years. I mean years, probably 23, 24 years. It's going to add maybe 5 miles, something like that. I think it's going to be more of a straight shot though, and I'm going to hop out on I-20. I'll hang a left, and then I'll run right through Vicksburg. Anyway, it's going to be a nice ride. A lot of country, farmland, this kind of stuff I like. It is beautiful. A little different than the Mississippi Delta. It may look the same to you, but it feels different. It just feels different. I know this is still considered kind of a part of it, but the Mississippi folks would disagree with me on that. But it's nice, it's flat, it's open, and it's a beautiful ride. So my next stop's going to be somewhere in the greater Vicksburg area. At least that's the plan. Let's ride. This beautiful lake over here, this is Lake Providence. As a young man, lifetime ago, I did a triathlon out here. Did very well in it too, by the way. Brought home some Heavy metal. I was a young, lean, mean machine back then, but we swam. We went out in a place like that. Sure, it wasn't that area though. There's a little store up here, and we went out and we swam, and then we hopped on the bike, rode around the lake. It's about 20 miles, 18 to 20 miles. It wasn't a real long way. And then you got off the bike, ran a 5K out back course on this flat road. Go out, run in that lane, turn around, come back in the other lane. And then they had the finish line up there by the store that I'm going to be going by here in a minute. Probably here about 3 or 4 miles. Actually 3 miles because it's in town. But yeah, that's where we swam, man. That is beautiful water. That is just beautiful water. Wow, their dock is underwater. That tells you how high everything is right now. This is down in Louisiana. They didn't have a Louisiana state line sign either, by the way. There was a little cutout right over here where you could park. That's where the transition area was with the bicycles. It's got to be up here. Well, I appreciate you sticking around and taking a stroll down memory lane and riding with me. It has been a magnificent trip on the way back so far. It has greatly exceeded my expectations already. Oh, this is where we started right here. Yeah, this was the host hotel, and that's where we did the bikes right there. And we swam out there, that dock that's underwater. You went out, came back, got it right there, and the finish line was right back there at that motel. Yeah, Coach Vic's getting me all highfalutin and cultured. This is Tallulah, Louisiana. I ran a 5K over here years ago. It was wonderful, beautiful. I remember running across the little bridge in town and all that. Man, just great memories in this part of the country for me. Just great memories. Well, as you can see right here at 12 o'clock, we got I-20. It's I've got my clock set to Eastern time. That way it's the time it is at Tallahassee. So it's a little afternoon, and I'm grabbing I-20. I'm actually a little ahead of where I thought I'd be at this point. Don't do it. Still going to be a long way if I try to make the entire day, but if the weather holds, just never know. You just never know. I'm enjoying the ride today, I'll tell you that. About the southeast, how all this stuff can build up. All of this was clear an hour ago. I'm looking at a big cell there and one developing over here. This is what could make the day interesting. I'll check my weather radar here in a little while. Right now it doesn't look too threatening. We'll just keep on rolling. I'm about less than 10 minutes out of Vicksburg. We're coming up on the beautiful Mississippi River. The beast of the east. Oh yeah. Check out the lumber. Oh yeah. Nice. We blew through Vicksburg and a couple other towns. Our next stop is going to be McGee, Mississippi. We'll load up on gas. I'll hydrate a little bit, and then we'll hit the road. Barring any unforeseen issues, I will certainly make Mobile, maybe make Pensacola, maybe make home. That'll be crazy. Let's just keep rolling. As long as the weather holds out, had a little bit of drizzle rain, just enough to keep it from being quite so hot. It's 91 degrees, but it's not a miserable kind of hot today. I'm moving. This reroute that the GPS took me on kept me from sitting on the interstate. So the travel was slower, miles per hour, but it was a much better trip because I would have been sitting still on I-20. That would have been pretty miserable. I'm just glad to be moving. Yeah. Made a quick stop in McGee, Mississippi. Didn't make a video, just took a quick pic, kept on rolling. Next stop, Mobile, Alabama. Alabama, here we come. It's about another 120 miles, 114 miles to be exact on the northern edge, but we got to get in there and get some gas. The rain's been building and dissipating all day. You get a little bit damp, then it'll dry, then damp, then dry. Just enough to, again, just to keep it from being too hot. Man, Hattiesburg is busy. This is a Saturday, man, and it's what, 3 o'clock in the afternoon? I don't know what to attribute that to. There's just a lot of cool things here that I'm not aware of. But it is a lot of traffic. Lots and lots and lots of traffic. I don't know if I'm supposed to be over there or over here. I'm supposed to be over there now. There used to have a triathlon over here called the Hub City Hustle, and I'm gonna tell you, man, this place is hustling. It's hustling. I see my sign up there. Am I supposed to be over? I am supposed to be over. Somebody will be kind, hopefully. Thanks. I don't even know, man. Let this guy in. He let me in. Hey. This guy let me in because I ended up getting trapped in a lane. Now I'm letting him in because he got trapped in the other lane. Turnabout's fair play. This thing ain't moving at all. It's just sitting here. Look forward to getting through this. It is hot. The temperature gauge on it right now is 109. It fills every bit of it too. Thank goodness I've been hydrating and drinking. Anyway, I won't make you sit through this. Listen to me whine like a here in front of me. I don't know where they are. Oh man, this is bad. Yep, they've had one. Oh yikes, man, that's bad. Ooh, oh my goodness. Yep. All right, well, I'm about 30 miles out of Mobile, and the weather is starting to build up. That heat's got to go somewhere, right? So it goes up and creates liquid. You can see the wall over there of water. If I get it, it might. I mean, it's been building and dissipating all day long. I'm hoping for the best. It's hot though. It's not, like I said, 97 degrees. It's hot. I'm stopping, getting a little propel and wetting the shirt down. Just preparing for the next step, because the next few steps are going to be super hot, possibly super wet. This is what's going to decide how far I go today. So
Let's do this.
It took me almost an hour to get to the tunnel, on and off of heavy traffic along the route going into Mobile, Alabama. Once I entered the tunnel, things even got worse, and it appeared that things were going to move as I came out of the other side of the tunnel, but to no avail. Once I got up on the bridge, it opened up for about 2 miles, and then it came to a total standstill, and that is when the problem part of the day began.
All right, so after all of our boondoggles of the day, let's have a little talk about what happened. You know, I think I've been all over the place with what actually occurred, and so I was in Mobile, Alabama. The ambient air temperature was like 96, and I was on a bridge like this, except narrower, of course, and literally sitting still. I sat still in Mobile for 2 hours, and there was nowhere to go. There's nowhere to get off. You're just sitting there. You're just cooking. I'm riding along, and the Spyder cut off. And then when I went to crank it back up, it just wouldn't crank up. And I'm sure it was pretty darn hot. Anyway, I'm sitting there maybe 10 minutes, and a roadside assistance vehicle shows up, and it's a Alabama state vehicle. Guy pulls up, and he goes, why don't you let me get you a tow? And I said, well, I don't think I'm going to need one. I think once it cools off, it's going to be fine. I just can't, you know, I just don't want to sit here again for an hour, you know, waiting with the engine running. I just don't want to do that. And he's like, I understand. So what they did, though, is I pushed the Spyder. I was probably 200 yards from an on-ramp, and the on-ramp was backed up out into the road, but I pushed it up to the on-ramp, and that way when the tow truck got there, he could back up to the Spyder. Now, the state of Alabama is doing all of this for free, ladies and gentlemen, for free, to help you get off of the interstate. And he told me, he goes, look, I'll call the tow truck. If you get it cranked and it looks fine, we'll just escort you up to the next exit and we'll let you be. He goes, but if you can't crank it, we'll tow you to the motel of your choice on that next exit, and you're good to go, and it won't cost you a dime. He goes, I just want you to be safe. I worry about people because the roads are awfully busy, and this time of year it's crazy. So the Spyder cooled off, it cranked right up, rode perfectly fine, got to the next exit, sat there for a minute. I cooled off because I was overheating too, and got back on the Spyder. Temperature gauge never showed any hotter than it was. Now, of course, your cockpit temperature was ridiculous, 130, 120, you know, that area. I was cooking. Either way, it's over, it's done. The Spyder seems to be fine. I'm not worried about it. I'll take it to the shop, let them service it, and run it on this little diagnostic computer and all that stuff, but it's fine. It could have happened with any vehicle that I own. As hot as that was, there were a lot. I wasn't the only one on the side of the road. The guy was constantly, he told me all day, that's all he does all day long. Brand new cars, constantly. He goes, it's just crazy. He goes, it's hot, it's unforgiving, and you can't go anywhere. And he's right. But I was impressed with this young man. He was so helpful and so nice. He was way more nice than he had to be. And the tow truck driver, he was worried about damaging the Spyder. I mean, just really nice guy, just nice people. They were like, anything you need us to do, sir, we'll do it. Well, today has been quite a day, you know, with all of the things that have transpired. Well, the GPS was like, reroute, 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 and no matter where it took me, it was a parking lot. It was just a parking lot. It was crazy. There are nice people, and things do happen. Just try to keep your cool. Try not to freak out about it. Everything's fine. But I am going to make it home tonight. So I'm about 186 miles from my exit. So I've got one more gas stop to make. I'll probably try to plan it with a little restaurant, eat a little grub. Hadn't really eaten any food today. I've made sure I stayed hydrated. I did have some little snacks that I had in my snack box. Thank you, Coach Vic. But anyway, that's where it is. So my next stop is going to be somewhere between here and Tallahassee for gas, and then the ride on in. Hope you're having as awesome a day as I am. It wasn't too great a little while ago. It didn't, or you know, actually it was great. It just didn't feel real great at the moment. If you wait till your world tells you you're happy, you'll never be happy. You just got to keep pushing on, keep moving through it. Let's keep rolling. Trudge forward, my friends, trudge forward. Well, what happens when you have a beautiful sunset and a level 5 thunderstorm? This. There's your sunset behind the storm. Sadly, that storm is between me and where I want to go. So I'm going to have to ride that out. Just saw some serious cloud to ground lightning right over there. Scary stuff, man. Yes, it's moving pretty fast though, because that cloud to ground lightning was right here a few minutes ago. I got in here just in the nick of time. It was brutally violent, very violent storm. Anyway, I'm gonna give me a cup of coffee and figure this thing out, and I'll ride it in after the storm gets on by. That's what you gotta do. Still smile.
Well, I sat at the truck stop for a while, had a hot dog, and then I checked my map and an accident had occurred, and the storm got worse. You know, there are a lot of people who would have been frustrated by all this and just given it up. But quite honestly, it was just all part of the adventure. It was meant to be. It's the things that makes riding a motorcycle great, because you never know what's going to be around the next corner. And that is what I absolutely love about it. Good friends, good food, good times. I want to thank you for sharing in this experience with me and for watching this beautiful, beautiful film. So until next time, go out, buy the motorcycle of your dreams, eat right, take care of yourself, and remember, if you're not having fun, you are most definitely doing it wrong. And I want to especially thank Louisiana Mike for riding and hanging out with me, and for Andy for chatting with me and sharing with me all of the things about the Arkansas Spyder riders, and everybody else that shared in this experience. I truly appreciate it. We'll see you on the road real soon.